knowing that these cars are built with slave labor, is there a time that you will say, you know what, this is just too expensive. This is just too expensive. We want to rethink this policy. Is there ever a time that you're going to say that it's too expensive?
If you think this is expensive, wait till you find out how much oil and gas subsidies you've been supporting. Also, wait till you find out the economic impact that some economists have put at $15 million every hour or every day. Trillions of dollars every year from allowing the environmental conditions in this country and the planet to worsen. We are making sure that there is support for a homegrown.
Consumers are saying this. They're saying 46%. McKinsey and Company, a consumer survey company, did a survey of consumers. 46% that bought these electric vehicles.
Having worked at McKinsey, I got to tell you, it's not specialist.
They don't want them, Mr. Secretary. Are you aware of that? Are you aware of it?
Yeah, with all due respect to my former colleagues at McKinsey, their study's an outlier, and even that one does not show that a majority of the people.
Let's talk about it because a third of them.
Why do you think more Americans buy EVs every year than the year before?
Secretary, I got a good question for you.
Okay.
And I want you to hear me.
Yeah.
Because 40 of those the percentage, a third said they can't charge their vehicle. We gave you some money, billions of dollars to build some charging stations.
Yeah, and that's going out to the states to build the chargers. How's it coming along? Great. We're going to beat our goals of 500,000 chargers by 2030. And the reason why is because most of the states now have their money and they're getting ready to do the procurement.
What's the tally right now, though? I'm keeping, last month it was 7 charging stations.
186,000 public charging stations are available. The publicly supported chargers will go in.
How many have we built? How many have you built?
Those are coming later. That was always the plan.
Is it over 7? Is it over 7?
They're coming later.
So it's not over 7. I'm going to put you down at not over 7 right now.
2027, 2028 is when they're supposed to be built. But here's the other thing. Are you conscious that 80% of EV charging happens at home? I got 3 more questions. You got to go fast, Mr. Secretary. How are we going to fund roads if electric vehicles aren't paying into the gas tax to build roads? We know they're heavier. They do more damage than roads. What's the plan? Do we have a plan how we're going to build those roads? Yeah, we're working with Congress on how to make sure the Highway Trust Fund has adequate sources of revenue, knowing that receipts from the gas tax have been declining for some time. I don't think that's an excuse to stick with the dirty and expensive fuels of the past.
Let me put you down. I got to put you down. No plan yet. Let me put that down.
Well, actually, you should put down something else on your little paper there, which is we are funding pilots to do vehicle miles traveled. So did you put that down?
When we build roads.
Would you be so kind as to put that down on my behalf?
I'm putting it down right now, Mr. Secretary. Listen, when we build roads, we use aggregates and other rocks and materials. One of the companies that has part of their headquarters in Jacksonville, Florida, is Vulcan. 2 years ago, Mexico took over their aggregate plant. They just walked in, the government walked in, took their plant, hasn't compensated them at all. And since that time, aggregate and building roads and building anything in America has gone up. Is that on your radar screen of how we can get this plant back or get American assets that was taken over by Mexico? Is that on your radar screen? Are you aware?
I'm not familiar with this plant, but I'd love to learn more. Pavement is actually one of my unfashionable passions. I think that if we do better with pavement durability and sourcing, we're going to do better on our highway.
If anybody's listening, Mexico took over a company, an American company, without compensation. And I got one more question, and hopefully we can bring it in for a landing, and that is turbulence. Everybody knows I'm scared of 2 things, clowns and turbulence. You said turbulence is caused by climate change. I want to give you a chance. Do you believe that?
Yeah.
Here's the thing. It's just you and I. You don't have. It's just you and I. You can tell me. You can tell me honestly.
Sure. So scientists believe that turbulence, especially of the wind shear variety, has increased as a consequence of climate change.
Listen, your National Transportation and Safety Board said calling it climate change caused turbulence is hogwash. I wish we could have, I love chatting with you.
I'd be happy to send you the study.
I love chatting with you, and I regret that I'm out of time. Thanks for coming.